We ain't even finna do nothing special. I'm just finna get straight into it. So, today I wanna just talk about like being lukewarm. It's a Bible verse, Revelation 3:16, where Christ is talking to the church of Laodicea or something like that. And he was saying that basically since you're lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I spit you out of my mouth, kind of like I rebuke you, like. And it's something that I always think about because and early on in my journey, I was so just consumed with the idea and the idea of being righteous, and it kind of had me on a position where I would put myself, like, when you be battling decisions. And you know, my journey as a man has been one where I'm overly trying to identify with being, you know, decisive and being passionate. That's obviously something a characteristic that I wanted to embody in my life. It just never came like that when it came to like decisions I would make in my life. Very pertinent decisions that define, you know, my journey. It just almost felt like I couldn't make those decisions with decisiveness, and I would just think about that verse constantly. Like, just make the decision, you know. And that goes for anything in life. Like, if you're gonna do anything in life, be passionate about it. Like, do it to the fullest. Don't be like Humpty Dumpty. Don't be on the edge. Like, don't straddle the fence with anything you do. Make a decision and follow through with it. But yeah, if you're a young man watching this or a woman, I don't really think it matters. But yeah, whatever decision you're gonna make in life, do it to the fullest. Do it to the fullest. Do it with no regrets. Be passionate. All of this just translates into being present in the moment. Because when you're present, like Jose Rodriguez says, when you're present, man, you have access to flow. You have access to infinite intelligence. All things will automatically align to the ideal version of yourself. And when it comes to being lukewarm, I more so want to talk about the spiritual effect that it has on you as far as confidence, how you carry yourself in the world. I find that I was thinking with more worry, for instance, when it comes to going back to decisiveness, I was thinking with putting so much emphasis on the things that I need to do that I was overthinking the process, and that would lead me to being more of a that would lead me to procrastinating more, which will lead to more overthinking, which will lead to more procrastinating, which furthermore made me identify with, oh man, I'm being lukewarm right now. I'm not making a decision. I'm not living in my highest truth. I'm not living in my highest I just felt inauthentic to the point where I was getting depressed, and because I feel like I was just letting time pass by and not actually really doing the things that I would do. And a part of that could have just been, you know, the process of the journey. But what's helped me become more decisive is just to stop overthinking. And I know that sounds really simple, especially for the chronic overthinkers out there. I'm going to take a page out of Jose Rodriguez's books, and like he says in his videos, just Actually, go follow him. Actually, if y'all are watching this, when you just assume that you already are the thing that you want to be, like I've experienced flow at one time in my life where multiple times actually, but one time where I was conscious, like I read up on it, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I think I just got As a Man Thinketh. I think I was reading some Nasir Raw books. Psycho-Cybernetics, which I was introduced to by Joseph Rodriguez as well. And that book was really helpful. And this was like 2020, 2021. I think I was around like literally 21, 20, 21, 22. And that was the first time in my life where I felt conscious flow. Like, it was a struggle in my life, but it's also a great time. I was working a job at Amazon on Old National in College Park, Georgia, or like East Point. And man, it was a struggle, but it was a beautiful struggle. I just surrendered to the fact that like, I'm loved, I am, all those things. I was doing affirmations every day and, you know, doing the work, you know. But more than just doing the work, a lot of that heavy lifting was just believing, you know. Before I did anything, I just assumed or thought. I let go. A lot of the work is letting go sometimes. So let go and stop being lukewarm. If you're hearing this message in the wilderness, a voice in the wilderness, I don't know, I might call this channel that. But yeah, man, I'm really into esoteric teachings, not more so just biblical teachings. I love all religions. I take what I can from them. But yeah, a lot of the heavy lifting was just stop doing things, you know, to stop overthinking, to stop stressing, to be grateful, to be present. That was the most present I felt in my entire life. I was writing, I think I started a Medium account where I was writing blogs about different things. I think I even wrote a couple of esoteric pages. You can go check it out, Car the Alchemist with a K on Medium. I was reading books. I was peaceful. I even, at the time, I was really big into crystals and different things like that. So as I'm working this Amazon job, I literally, what I did was I had a route in Atlanta, and normally I'm always stressing. Like, I was stressing a lot at this point in time in my life, to the point where I wouldn't even eat sometimes. Not more so from a depressed point of view, but just from a, like, always trying to fill up my time, just overthinking again. And I would never stop even to eat lunch sometimes. I was making a lot of music. I was writing a lot of music at the time before I had the opportunity to buy my own studio. And it was funny. So if y'all live in Atlanta, y'all already know how the city is downtown. So it's a lot of spiritual things going on. They got I forgot the name of it. They got a blue crystal shop down there, et cetera, Cecilia's Raw Vegan down there. I was in around that area, kind of historic Atlanta West End area. So I hop out the car right by Cecilia's, and shout out to Soul Vegan down there though too. They probably know me not by name down there, I don't know, but hey, they got some good food. Soul Vegan and Soul Vegetarian down there, man. They hit every time. But around this time, I'm vegan, and I'm going down this very enlightening journey, which was helpful in my process, you know, my evolution as a man, as a real spiritual warrior, you know, a man of God. I'm studying esoteric things, tarot, everything I possibly can to help me find my truth. That was my biggest thing, was to find my my truth. And I realized that all paths lead back to yourself. But long story short, I hop out the car and I just park it. You know, I'm normally, if you know you work at Amazon, you know it's a fast-paced type of deal. So I'm trying to get my route done real fast. But this day in particular, I just chose to stop. And I noticed they were having like a, what do you call it? They were just having like an event. You know, people set up tents outside. And this dude, I think his name was Malbo, if I'm not mistaken. But Malbo had a tent where he was selling copper jewelry. And I always wanted copper jewelry. And what happened was there was this lady over there, a really nice lady. And I overheard them talking. I'm shopping. I agreed to do it, but for the most part, I'm just quiet. And I'm just, you know, surveying the table. And I over here talking, saying it's her birthday. And Malbo was trying to give her a deal on, you know, on the jewelry. She was like, well, if you give me a deal, I'm gonna get him something. And I look around like, me? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, nah, you straight? She's like, nah. She ended up getting me a nice little copper bracelet. He gave me some free accessories with it and everything. I got his number. He even offered to teach me how to make jewelry, which was a business idea I had at the time. I was thinking about starting a jewelry business, like making jewelry, because my fiance at the time, my wife now, she was making, or this was actually after the fact, but it's so funny, but she had started a jewelry business, so it all was playing together. But I stopped there, met two great people, got something that I always wanted for free, just from being in flow, being present, and just going with the moment. So how this relates to being lukewarm is that instead of thinking about doing the thing, which is helpful at some parts of the journey, just being, me stopping and just taking the time to just be, is what helped me overcome the overthinking and being lukewarm and the indecisiveness. Like, should I stop? Should I eat? Should I deliver 2 more packages? Just do. You get the inkling, the intuition, whatever, premonition, the vision. Shout out to the quiz. Just do it. So don't be lukewarm. As a man, it feels, for me, I felt weak when I was indecisive and being lukewarm, especially in my relationship. I wasn't solid, or what's the word? I felt like I lacked strength due to the fact that I couldn't be decisive and be a leader for my household, and even within myself, as I'm a young kid trying to figure it out, a young man. And I'm 26 now, so I'm just reflecting on how that has affected me in my life. Being lukewarm was just something that I always stayed on my mind when these decisions would arise. And sometimes being lukewarm was actually helpful. Not really being lukewarm, but contemplating, making decisions and making the right decision, taking that pause is sometimes helpful, more helpful than, sometimes inaction is more helpful than action, than doing something. But I think that's it. I don't think there's any more to that. For me, it was just a matter of overthinking, or not truly choosing a side when it comes to character and integrity, which is another video I might do that ties into this. But I find that now I understand that feeling like I was being lukewarm along my journey was stressful, and it was also insightful because not many people weigh heavy the decisions they make. I just knew the responsibility that I had and the type of person that I am, you know, just how I'm built is that I'm consciously thinking about how my decisions affect myself, my family, and where it could lead to. And I think that was a big determining factor of why, even deeper, some wounds that it exposed within myself. And you might feel the same way. You might be trying to live up to other people's expectations. You might find that you are you might find that you're living up to other people's expectations, or maybe as a child you were punished for making the wrong decision, or not necessarily a wrong decision, a perceived wrong decision. So, or maybe you were praised for always making the right decision. So this is something that is constantly on your mind. Neither good, neither bad, either way. Just find that awareness within yourself so that you can stand strong in your decisions. And like I said again, sometimes it's just either not doing anything or just being, most of it is overthinking. But this is like a characteristic in life in general. Never play both sides, never choose, never stand on what you believe in. And maybe it's a conversation, an inner conversation of what are your morals, what are your what's your character, who are you as a person. Again, shout out to Jose Rodriguez, but what's your identity? As he says, no shame, guilt, or condemnation, but just the awareness in itself could give you the answer you need and can help you stop being lukewarm or indecisive. I think that's it for right now. My phone is also dying. I don't know if I'm gonna call this a voice in the wilderness, literally, or what, but I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You are blissful, you are love, you are God, you are the all. Peace.